Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to One Piece episode 1166. So, I watched 1164 and 65 on my own, and I think it was the right call. There wasn't anything like, outstandingly amazing about those two. There were like two things that I was like, oh, whoa. One is the two Holy Knights' arrival. That was done really well. It did seem a bit too similar to how it's done in Egghead, but I think they gave it their own unique spin on it. And the second one is when Robin first enters the library. I'm pretty sure this was not in the manga. We see the ghost or the vision of Clover right next to her, and he pats her head. And that really caught me off guard. That actually got me a bit teary-eyed. And I'm so glad they added that. Like that was so sweet. And then right after that you see Robin give a childlike smile. Like it's just a small moment, but it did make me think I wish I kind of recorded myself watching it, but it is short, but it was a really memorable scene. So yeah, 1166. So I was gonna do it, from the moment that or start the episode from where the opening ends, but I think that first part before the title shows up, it's all pretty much recap, nothing new, at least to me, I think. So we'll just start from where the title screen shows up. So that's 2 minutes and 53 seconds. I repeat, 2 minutes and 53 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I completely forgotten that Stanson was the giant in Saboti next to Rayleigh that got saved from being a slave. So that's cool. Oh. Nice for Usopp getting... Oh, that's cute. Forgot about this little interaction. Fishman getting called beautiful. That's gonna be rare for Jinbei. Oh yeah, but I was saying like, it's cool that Usopp is getting that ego boost from people believing his tales. That face. Mm. I guess our perspective of giants was very limited because of the only ones we met outside Elbaf. That I guess it definitely was. Yeah. Whoa. The art looked really good there for just Brooke jumping out. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing with the flashes there. As everyone is having a good time, we, the audience, keep reminded that disaster is somewhere in the island. Good. Uh, good job, Gerd. Oh well. Oh. Feral Zoro. Not at all. Uh, all this music. And the way that this is being presented too, visually. Hmm. The different interpretations of Sun God Nika are fascinating. Ooh, the Harley. Uh, okay, yeah. Right, right. Not the tone I expected for this scene, but I really like it. Oh, yeah, the direction here. He has no idea what his fruit is called. But also, that's just very inherent to Luffy. Hmm. Oh boy. This bullshit. That has nothing to do with Loki. Oh, that. And I'm very okay with it, okay? Loki did nothing wrong. I support all his wrongs. But he's never done anything wrong in his life. Okay, he did capture Loki while he was at sea. I didn't remember the specifics. He's so terrible at lying. And of course, Zoro is the first one to tell that Luffy is hiding something. These eye catchers are cute. He knows him so well. Kinda crazy that Luffy was gonna do this without telling anyone. mean, yeah. It's understandable Zoro would think that. As if Zoro's not such an enabler. Oh. And now we have the whole Romance Dawn trio. Mm-mm. I like how Luffy turned to look at Zoro's face to see if he knew. Right. They would have definitely gotten lost with Zoro. Hmm. No, Zoro's just hanging around. This is true. Okay, bro. I keep forgetting that he's a navigator. Mm. I love them. I really like the way Nakamura Yuichi is doing Loki's laugh. It's so good as a whole. His voice acting as him. Oh, go ahead, tell them! I love Loki so much. Gunko. Oh. Honestly, Gunko's voice is deeper than I expected, but I like it. No, that poor wolf. Oh, he really cares. I'll just avenge him. I spoke like a elf warrior. Yo. Go ahead, my boy. Alright. Good episode.不遇に乗っかって間違った空想を降り裂いた運命の裂け目に出しが誰もがそうやって命がけの現実を重ねているんだ今のないほど騒がしい明日が来るその未来は俺のもんだよ Okay, preview. So yeah, this episode didn't have anything like super like, you know, jaw-dropping in terms of like direction or animation. But there are some things I wanted to say about it. And so I wanted to react to it. First off, we were actually hearing the voice of the Holy Knight that is with Gunko. And, you know, in the One Piece reactions, I like to refrain myself from talking about explicit stuff that hasn't happened in the episode. So I'll just say the Shanks look-alike is voiced by Tsuda Kenjiro. Who, like, if you don't know who Tsuda Kenjiro is, like, I feel like you've definitely heard him at least once if you're an anime fan. Hell, he's if you've been watching One Piece, all of it, you've already heard him because he's already played another character in the series, which is Yonji Beansmoke. Yeah, at first, like when he like that first line where he's like, "Any information?" It you know, it was so quick. I barely registered it was him. But, you know, once he spoke again, I was like, oh, yeah. That's definitely his tone of voice. Now, I'm gonna need more, but I think he's gonna be a pretty good fit. And, you know, I remember when this guy got introduced, and I was thinking, like, are they gonna get Shanks's VA to also voice him? But no. It's indeed a different VA. So, yeah. Yeah, I like that. He also had another line when he's like, if I said I'd save him, would that change your mind? And that's certainly an interesting way to phrase that. Now, yeah, I don't think that would count as saving, since you're part of the duo that is using the wolf as hostage in the first place. But yeah, I like how Loki, you know, the way that he manages to calm down and not lose his emotions, or the way that they're trying to manipulate him into joining is by saying, okay, fine, that's how you want to play it? Well then, sorry my friend, but I guess you're going to have to die here, because I am not saying yes to this. You know, you guys are not gonna manage to break me into turning into a piece of shit. Which, like, I have so much love for Loki. It's crazy. Easily my favorite new character from Elbaf. But the main thing I wanted to talk about is that the combo between Zoro and Luffy in the outskirts of the village. Yeah, I love how Zoro just felt it. That Luffy was feeling restless, and you know, that he was doing something that he felt like he had to hide. Granted, I'm pretty sure Loki did tell him to not tell anyone, but still, like, it would have been nice to see Luffy, like, at least trusting Zoro and telling him before he was cornered. But, you know, Luffy is very straightforward. So, you know, he definitely must have thought that if he did that, then Loki would not tell him what he knows about Shanks. So he's like, okay, I'm just gonna do exactly as he says, because I want to know that much, and I'm not gonna risk him changing his mind. Yeah, Zoro's reasoning as to why Luffy shouldn't do this is he's a king killer. He's hated by the whole country. And it's like, okay, Zoro. For one, I thought that, you know, trusting Luffy's gut and just, you know, he just has something about him that is like, you know, his emotional intelligence is like maxed so high that at this point you'd expect, or I would expect, for Zoro to be like, okay, do you think that this guy won't be in trouble? Okay, let's do it. But to be fair, Luffy didn't say like, oh, you know, Loki doesn't seem like a bad guy. At least not yet. He simply said, I just want to know where Shanks is, or was. So he didn't give any reasoning as to why it's okay to unchain Loki. Right now, Luffy is being very self-serving. So this is Zoro checking that he's doing this for the right reasons. And, you know, he's thinking about this logically, as well as just, you know, what could happen if Luffy is wrong about Loki. You know, now we'll have all the giants hating us. We'll put the crew in danger, and it'll be all because I wasn't able to convince you to think about this more thoroughly. Because, you know, Zoro being like, yeah, you told me 1,000 times how much you want to see Shanks, and that's why he's taking advantage of you. Now that's an assumption, but that's also like, I'm sure, a possibility that Zoro sees and is like, I have to make sure that, like, it's my job to come up with the worst possibility and make sure that it doesn't happen. Because, after he says that, like, even though Zoro was like, this guy, we haven't seen a single person say anything good about him, so, like, we're not, how do I know this is a good idea? And I just can't help but think that this is a mirror to how we first met Zoro. How, literally, when Luffy first hears about him, Kobe is all like, oh my god, he's a demon. He'll kill you, for nothing, okay? You do not want to meet him. He's trouble and all that. But Luffy wanted to see by himself. And so he did. And right away, with the onigiri scene, he noticed that Zoro is a person that you can trust. That he is kind, despite the tough exterior that he puts on. And that's very similar to Loki. But Zoro is very blind to that. To the point that it just makes me think that Zoro sees in Loki some things that he hates about himself that, he doesn't like to be reminded about. Thankfully, he kind of steps back and he says, a reputation is just a reputation. Which he does, Zoro can see that people can be wrong about a person. You won't be able to actually know how they are unless you met them. Yeah, so that's why he goes with Luffy, to check for himself. And just, I love that. It's so good. The reason as to why he won't trust Luffy's judgment blindly this time, but also how he just needs to be there, right? In case things go south. He wants to be the one to protect his captain and to prevent any harm that might come to the rest of the crew if he's not there to stop Loki, just, worst case scenario. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now. But hopefully I can keep reacting to new episodes as soon as I can. But next one is probably gonna be like next, I don't know, Tuesday, hopefully. But days don't really mean anything if you're watching this on YouTube like 2 weeks after I already made this. So if you are watching on YouTube, then make sure to like and subscribe, and till next time, see ya.